everybody? So I know that I haven't really been posting a lot of videos on this channel, but I've been working on the weekly Barnacle podcast with my brother. So if y'all are interested in just a silly goose time, just a nice little, I'm really sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to hold this. I have like an hour drive to go to my brother's house, or it's my dad's house, my brother stays there, and we're actually going to film a podcast. But I was listening to Obi, is it Vincent? I'll try to put his name on here, but made me think. I just wanted to kind of elaborate on a point that he made and then add some of my own. So I'm going to call this video like biggest mistakes you make when you first start training. And so one of the things that I wanted to touch on is something he actually brought up, and that's don't compare yourself to others. Now, I think it's okay to look to other people for motivation, but when you compare your body and you're thinking like, why does this person look better than me? That actually is going to demotivate you. Now, it might light your fire and be like, look, my friend that I train with, we're working out together and he's seeing more results. But usually you can figure out, like, bring it down to this is why that's happening, right? When you're looking at other people on like social media, actors, people who might be taking steroids or something, you're going to have different results. And so not only are you a different person, but each person has their own genetic buildup, and the way that your muscles connect and your bone structure is going to have a big thing to do with how you look. So like me, for example, I could probably have like a Jay Cutler build, but like Flex Wheeler is what I want to look like, and for me it's just not as realistic. He has a tiny waist and my waist just isn't super small. So I just wanted to kind of say that. And I also wanted to touch on one, and he said this, is change up your training. I agree. Definitely don't stick to the same plan for like an extended amount of time, but do stick to your plan long enough to see results. If you like, let's say you're on the plan for 2 weeks and you're like, oh well, I don't really see anything. It's going to take longer, right? So if you're at 2 weeks, push through. I would say I usually change my training plan, like my specific routine, 6 to 8 weeks is how long I'll stick to it. That usually gives me enough time to see some results, and then I can keep some of the aspects of the training, but then also you don't want so basically every time you train, what you're doing is breaking down the muscles and you're forcing your body to adapt to whatever style of training you're doing. Now, the different styles would be like power, you can be going for strength, you can be going for endurance, cardio, and you're thinking about like power lifters, you have bodybuilders who are trying to get size, you have fighters and CrossFit people who are looking for like a lot more endurance and recovery. So there's always a different aspect to training, and I would say take aspects from every style of training you can find and apply it to your own so that it doesn't hurt you but it's benefiting you. You don't want to overdo it, but you also don't want to let your body get stagnant. And if you adapt to your training program, which is why I do like 6 to 8 weeks, because after that time, that's where I've been doing it long enough to see results. And then right when you start to when your gains start to slow down, that's when you want to change it up. Add some reps, change up the actual exercise, go from bench press to doing all push-ups. You can do weighted push-ups. And you'll find that it's not just that you're working the muscle in a different angle, you're also working other opposing muscles and muscles that are going with it. Like bench press, you're arching your back and you're popping your chest up like that, so your abdomen is going to be stretched out a bit more. Now when you do push-ups, you want to tuck your hips in when you do push-ups and create your body to be like a board, and that's going to work your abs a little differently. But I think what's cool about that is it teaches you how to use your core in different scenarios. And a good way to use your core when you're actually in a real situation, if you need to push something, you're going to want to brace your core and you're going to want to use your legs with it too. So changing your training, maybe going from like, let's say overhead press, do some push press, get some legs in there, and it's going to be more explosive, and also do some tempo work. But changing up your training is really important. And then genetics, let me see, what else did I want to talk about? Nutrition. Don't get stuck to one diet plan. If it works for you, like, so I think you should have kind of a base food that you're eating. Like, you should have consistency in your diet, but if something isn't working, or if you're not seeing your progress that you want to see, don't get married to one certain idea or one aspect of dieting. And what a lot of people do is, and actually I've been looking at the carnivore diet. It's similar to the keto diet in that you're going to have a lot less inflammation. And people think like, when I'm going to go vegan so I have less inflammation. Well, you can still drink beer and eat fries. That's like one of the ads you see on YouTube. You can still eat things that will make you inflamed, the processed foods. And that's what I try to tell people who want to go vegan, is don't just think that because you're technically vegan, that's going to actually fix how your body is. Now, you might be getting less calories and that'll help you lose some weight, but what I noticed is when I did keto, I was still eating plenty of meat, and I noticed that I had no problem with inflammation. It was all coming from I think it was like the gluten and the carbs, and maybe some of the fats. But what I've seen with the carnivore diet is a similar effect to where you're not getting as much inflammation because you're only eating beef, grass-fed organic beef. That's what the diet kind of breaks down to. And then what the point of that is, some people want to stay on it, which I personally don't get, because I feel like you're not getting all the nutrients. I don't know. Anyway, but what you can do is add things in, like, how does my body react when I eat eggs? How does my body react when I eat spinach? Maybe your body actually likes toast somehow or something. Maybe you are better with white rice than brown rice. But the only way you can actually know that is if you're controlling everything you eat. So being consistent is really important with your diet. That's one of the main things. But not getting stuck on one thing because you heard someone say it. So just because someone says something, like if Stan Efferding says that lamb or bison is really good for you, it probably is. But if your body doesn't react well with it, you don't have to eat it. So, the cookie cutter stuff really doesn't work for anything. Training, dieting, everybody's going to see some results in the first, 4 to 8 weeks. But then after that, if your training program or if your diet plan doesn't actually change with you to help you, then there might be something wrong. If you're buying something from somebody online and you don't really see much change after that kind of time span, you're probably going to start stagnating. And I used to do sales at 24 Hour Fitness. One of the things that we make sure to stress to people is that same thing, because in what we want people to realize in the whole fitness world, not just 24 Hour Fitness, but as someone who is passionate about this, which is why I was working there, if you actually want to change your body and look different and feel better, you have to, people say this a lot, but it's true, you have to change your lifestyle. Because certain things, like going out every night and drinking a beer with your friends, it might be fun, but could you be doing something else that's not only beneficial to your body, but maybe you'll have a better lifestyle in that, because you stop drinking beer, what if you go home, you drink some tea, or you drink just water, and you end up being more productive and start making more money somehow. There's a lot more things that go along with it, and the aspects from fitness, if you apply it to your life, will make you more successful all around, not just in the gym. So take everything that everybody says with a grain of salt. I don't think I know everything, but I do think that everybody should be a little bit more individual than some people are making it sound. There's not a diet that fits everybody, but also before you go and spend a bunch of money trying to pay somebody to teach you how to do this stuff, do a little bit of your own research, mess around a little bit with it, see if you can get some results by yourself, and then not only will that help you feel confident, but if you do end up going and working with somebody, you'll say, hey, this is what I've tried, this is what worked, this is what didn't work, and they'll respect that, but that'll help them to set you up for success in the future. So that's just my little, 10-minute talk is what we can call this. So I'll throw this up on the channel, and I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts. So y'all like the video, comment, share, subscribe, whatever. If you want to keep seeing some content like this, I'm going to try to post it more often. I have my home gym set up now, which I kind of want to show y'all, but I think it'll be really fun. And if there's also, what I really want to let everybody know is I'm going to be making my own website where I'll have workouts, and I'm gonna have video demonstrations, and I want everybody to be able to come to my website, message me directly and talk to me. And I don't want to have, like, I could technically have a cookie cutter program or whatever, but what I really want to do is work with everybody individually, build up a plan that's going to work for you, see if you get some results, and then every block we're going to change your training, add some different aspects in, and I can show you how to do it with the equipment that you have. And then I can also just throw some videos, some free stuff on there that would be just helpful. So let me know what you want to see next. Let me know if, speaking of the website, if y'all want to see some more stuff on there, just let me know. So thanks so much for tuning in. I know this video is probably a little wobbly and a little loud because I'm on the road, but I was just thinking, figured I might as well get it on camera. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and stay fit. Bye.